Right now.
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 Because it's time to right now.
All right. Welcome to another day of a daily writing motivation stream. We're going to get in some writing today. Hopefully make some solid progress on our work. We're going to be doing not one, not two, but three substantial writing sprints. So I'm going to be getting into it. You're used to the drill. Welcome back to my community members. You know what's up. We will do some writing and then we'll chat during the breaks. We'll kind of check in like, how was the progress today? This is kind of what's on my mind on Sundays. I feel like every single day I kind of have different writing things on my mind. So my question I pose to you today, how was January for you? We just wrapped up January, just wrapped up the first month of the year. Were you able to make some progress on your writing when you just look back at the first full month of 2025? If yes, great, keep doing what you're doing. If no, you're like, hey, I got busy, life, work, all that jazz, then what can we do differently to make February an even better month for writing? So I want you to think about that. We're going to be chatting about that on the break and more. Welcome to the Right Now community. I'm Kaufman. I'm on a mission to help the writers with the process, lifestyle, and mindset that it takes to be an author because I love the entire part of the process. And I know how much work it takes and how much consistency and motivation we need. So come join us because we're starting right now. All right, so you can see I already have my screen set up. I got the banner. I was like, ooh, still got 35 from yesterday. I was like, I always like to start at a nice 25. 25 for me has kind of been a nice like starting starting sprint. I feel like that kind of lets me like warm up and get into it without doing too much. So I always like 25 minutes as the starter. And let me hop in the chat. ML, welcome. Like sucked. Aw. I'm so sorry, Emma. I'm really sorry to hear how rough January was for you. Yeah, just know that I'm thinking of you, my friend, and that your characters are waiting for you as hopefully things improve and progress over time. And never want another January like it again. Maybe with all those challenges and obstacles, ML, you'll be able to infuse that into your storytelling, right? And that's kind of like when I'm dealing with something like really difficult, whether physically or emotionally or mentally, I always ask myself, how can I channel this into my writing? So I'm sorry with that it was so tough for you, but are there any silver linings? I don't know. But I'm glad that you're here, my friend. As always, I'm always absolutely glad to have you with us. So on that note, let's get into it. Let's push ourselves. I know I got to make the progress with Scarecrow. So you guys can see I have my screen all pulled up. I'm ready to queue up the first writing sprint. Like I said, 25 minutes on the clock. All right, I'm ready. I hope you are. Whether you're brainstorming, writing, or editing, that's all part of the process. Come join us because it's time to write now. All right, writing timer, writing sprint done. Oh my goodness, that was woof, man, what I wrote. That was crazy. That was absolutely bananas what I just did. I like man, I remember working on this section of the Last Scarecrow a while back. But the I very intentionally wanted to use a music to a small extent. Um and I knew that it was always this scene where there's this like it's supposed to be like a chantingly eerie song that is sung by this golden sunflower who's basically a siren with yeah, they're essentially a siren, and they sing the song, and I touch back upon this song at moments throughout the novel because I think it's going to have a greater impact on the overarching story. Um, all right, but I just have to like say it aloud because I need to make sure it makes sense in my head. I need to make sure it makes sense to me. All right, and I would love your guys' opinion. You can tell me if you think this is you can tell me how it sounds. So the song itself is in italics. Let's see. I need to see what it looks like without the actually let's go because I think this is going to be world building. Yeah, I think this is going to be world building. Let's see. The Song of the Lost. Yeah, we'll just call it the Song of the Lost. That's what it's called for now. All right, so I just need to make sure that this actually works as a song. And I'm just taking this out. As you see, like obviously I have action exposition happening in between, but that's not for the song itself because I know it has might have a greater impact on the series. I really want to make sure that I get this right. All right. So right now, and I want it to be like chantingly eerie. I want it to be enchantingly. Yeah, is it eerie? There's a better term for it, but I know there's a better term. Right now I have for all the flowers in the dark, for all the creatures near the mark, for all the beasts who feel the spark, moon shall set us free. Ever the growth in the forest's heart, the splash and the breath ever wore apart. Fires the sparks in the burn's black heart, moon will set us free. Let us gather beneath the decree, the lands of the last will be, when the moon sets you free. Yeah. I think that's it. And I think that's the general melody. Now I think I would probably alt I mean I think for advertising purposes I'd probably hire a singer to sing the song and set it against an an animated rendering of the scene, but I think that'd be like a really good. I just think that'd be really 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 good. Um I think I'm happy with this iteration of it. Originally, I was touching upon the elemental, like the nature. Originally, I was touching upon like the nature aspect of the world, but this time I kind of touched upon the magic system as well. Um, yeah, Kara. Hey, welcome, Kara. Like this sounds like an amazing scene. It's very engaging and the descriptions are compelling. Aw, thank you so much. I'm like really glad this scene feels cool. This is like the first major obstacle in Act Two. And I wanted it to be very like if I mean like you're not expecting for the characters to go into this garden and be like deal with this mind controlling flower of a siren who's basically turning passerbys into animals to or is turning passerbys into plants to toil endlessly away at the garden and worship the moon. Haunting, I love it. Thank you. Yeah, I think I like it. This is one of those ones where I'm gonna have to kind of like think about it and then come back to it. but I think I'm happy with this iteration of it. I have this touches upon the creatures of the land. The moon is very much a part of this cult. And then I touch upon the five of the 7 essences of the land, of which the magic system is the system of essences. So I touch upon 5 of the 7 essences, which I thought was important. And then touching upon the lands of the last, I thought was powerful and really catering back to the moon. So I'm pretty happy with how that came out. Clearly I kind of got wrapped up in that. But thank you all for listening as I'm brainstorming here. So my question that I posed to all of you was, I was like, I know I posed a great question. The question I posed to all of you was, how was your writing journey in January? And what's the progress in February going to look like? Are you guys setting some goals and some intentions for February? I know earlier, Holly, you were like, January had its ups and downs for me. Work was really busy and I didn't get to write a lot. But I'm trying to start February off right and have written 1680 words so far. Congratulations, my friend. That's awesome. What a great start. And we're only on the 2nd day of January. So that's really, really awesome. Holly, my goal is very intense. I'm trying to get through 70,000 words in February. My goal is 70K words. I'm like upping my consistency and starting to write off stream as well, because I really want to get through Scarecrow. I want to publish it in a reasonable time. Let's see. But yeah, so like I feel pretty good. I mean, I've set up like a really high word count goal for myself. Yeah, what's your guys' goal for February? Do you set like does anyone set like a specific like intentional goal of like, hey, I want to complete X amount of chapters, or I want to get this much through the novel, or I want to get this many words? Yeah, and I know for me, like I think for year 1 of the writing streams, my goal was just write every day. And I know for year 2, my goal is obviously finish Last Scarecrow and get it published. That is my predominant writing goal. Now I have a 5-month launch strategy that I'm developing, but for me to hit that, and I would love to launch it at a very specific time, then I would need to be done with this draft of the Last Scarecrow probably by March. If I am to hit that, I have to like triple the speed that I'm revising it at. Also assuming that the back half of the novel, from the midpoint to the end, is probably going to go a lot faster. But we'll see. We'll see how it shapes up. 70K, wow. And of course, this is a shorter month. I know. That's kind of funny. Like, of course, I'm like, of course, it's a shorter month too. You're like, February, 70,000 words. All right. So 70,000 words divided by, what's that, 28? Let's see, 70. If I was to break it up by a word count goal, that means I'd have to get through about 2,500 words a day. If I was to get through that goal. Yeah, this is gonna be a doozy. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm probably going to do some really long all-day writing sprints in February for me to reach that goal. Instead of getting a daily word count, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sign myself up for some really long writing sessions. That's kind of my goal. And then I also need to figure out which ones to cut, because I need to get my book, the word count, lower. And since I've started on it, I've just been adding words because there's parts of the story that needed to be fleshed out. And everything I've done so far now, I'm probably about 35% of the way in. I am so happy with. Like, the first third of the story is much more rock solid. I asked myself, the first chapter can definitely be fine. The first chapter needs some fine tuning for it to hook people as much as possible. But the first third of the story, I'm really happy with now. Let's see, Kara, you're like, my January writing process was okay, I guess. I've been dealing with health issues. My L4 and L5 are messed up, and I have spinal stenosis. I have several short stories to finish in February, avoiding specific word count goals for now. Well, sorry you've been dealing with some health stuff, Kara, but it's awesome that you're kind of able to pivot now back into some writing goals. And I feel like February is going to be a really good writing month for you. I really do. Hey, what's up, Marta? Welcome, my friend. Hope all is going well with your writing and everything that you got going on with your stuff, Marta. Really great to see you in here. The first draft, but that means I have to write 50,000 K based on my trajectory. I'm at 46K and not at the midpoint yet. Well, Holly, it sounds like you're going to be joining me in a high word count goal for February, which means you're just going to have to come do writing sprints more often with us. I think that's what it means. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll plan like an informal like write-a-thon one of these days. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll plan like an informal write-a-thon for February, for a bunch of for writers who really want to like do like a day of writing, kind of like thinking about that because you're not the first one to hear. I'm not the first one to hear. You are not the first one to share that you need to accomplish a higher level of a word count in February. Miller Kaufman, who needs sleep? You know what? I'll sleep. I'll sleep in my next life. I'll just like, you know what? I don't need sleep. I don't need sleep. I'll be fine. I got as long as I can put a dragon on it, all the problems are solved. Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely be here more often. A write-a-thon would be awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll do like maybe we can maybe we'll get scheduled a informal write-a-thon, Holly. And we'll just do like a weekend of writing. I have to think through what my schedule looks like in February. I'll reach out to you, but I would love to have you on as always. Let's see. So that is awesome. We're gonna hop into our next sprint, but before we do, if you're enjoying the stream, follow and subscribe. We're here every day with the Right Now community. As of tomorrow, we will be hitting 400 consecutive writing streams. So if you need daily writing motivation, if you want to see author interviews, if you want to see writing sprints, if you want to see our critique stream, and we have so much going on. This spring, we're launching our book club and the Faded Fantasy Fiction Contest and much, much more. So if you want to be alerted when we go live, come join the journey. Make sure to tap that follow and subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, tap the share button. Help us grow the community right now. All right, my friends. So there is that. Wanted to get the ad there. So what are we at? 44. Yes, we're on a good vibe. I'm loving the song I just wrote. I'm like, yes. All right. I'm pushing myself full force. I'm setting my intention. I really want to finish this chapter. I'm able to. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it. So let's push into it. We're gonna do break sprint 2 of 3. And then we'll come back for another break after the sprint. So let's set this. We're going to up our writing sprint. There we go. All right, there we go. Much better. All right, perfect. So as you can see, I have 30 minutes on the clock. I think I am all ready. Let's see, Brandon. I got to commit to working during the sprints. I was depressed all week, but coming out of it, need to get to work. Yeah, I've totally been there as well, my friend. I've totally been in your position before. Sometimes we just have to get out of our head, especially when we've been dealing with like a lot of stuff in life. Like it can be hard sometimes, but we're here every day, Brandon. If you ever need the motivation. ML, should we just do an all-day stream for all the for the Lonely Hearts Club? That'd be kind of funny, actually. I was like, when is Valentine's Day? I was like, I'm not doing anything for it. Valentine's Day it's a Friday. Interesting. That's not a bad idea. I'll consider it, ML. I'll check my schedule and see if that's realistic. That's a good idea. All right, my friends. So I am all ready. Let's get into it. I've got 30 minutes on the clock. We're going to get some writing, whether you're brainstorming, writing, or editing. Because it's time to write now. All right. And writing sprint done. Writing sprint done. Perfect. All right. And we knocked out writing sprint number 2. I absolutely love this chapter. I absolutely love this chapter. I knew the bones of this chapter were actually really good. I knew that I had to adjust the setup of it, which for those of you who are just hopping in, Scarecrow, Mr. Crow, and Pebble the Pixie have just come to this garden with essentially this, it's like the golden sunflower is basically this siren-like mind-controlling plant or mind-controlling flower that basically has this ability. It's like a siren. It's like musical manipulation that basically manipulates passing animals into toiling under the garden and basically worshiping the moon with them. The longer animals stay there under the moons, under this it's kind of like this ability, this magic ability, the more they end up transforming over time into vegetables. So it's just like kind of like weird, haunting, creepy cult. It's the flower, the golden sunflowers cult of the moon. I absolutely love it. And I'm reading through the back end of it, and I'm like, all right, the back end of the chapter is actually, or okay, not the middle part of the chapter is actually really solid. And I know how it's the ending is written. I think I just need to incorporate some more elements of the moon and the nature that I've incorporated in the second draft, but I'm actually pretty happy with what I'm seeing. Let's see, how many words did you get on that sprint? I would love to hear. Drop a comment. If you were brainstorming, did you come up with any cool ideas? If you were editing, what was that work looking like? Hopefully getting some good stuff in. Let's see, Stephanie, you're like, yep, got 5 chapters edited. Nice, my friend. That's always feels so great when we're able to make a little bit of progress like that. And I was always so impressed with you. Your editing velocity is always really, really good. All right, and Mary, like, ideas percolating for the next chapter. Ooh, that's always so exciting, especially when we're planning out and thinking through what needs to come next. Absolutely. Holly, you're like, wrote 530 words that sprint. Yes, high five. I was like, high five. Definitely feels like we're making some good progress today. I was like, oh, that's a good question. How many words did I get? I do not know. I was like, yeah, I have no clue. How many words did I get through? Let's see. I didn't get through a crazy amount, but I'm kind of in slash revision mode. So it looks like I got about 350 words in that sprint. But granted, I was kind of doing a little bit of brainstorming with this song as well. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm able to get through. I think my goal is going to be to I would like to be able to finish this chapter. I'll see if I can do it. Or at least my goal is I'm going to finish the chapter today. That is my goal. Finish the chapter today. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. So yeah, I feel pretty good about what I'm knocking out so far, bit by bit. Great progress. Oh, thanks so much, Holly. Sounds like we both really need to be making progress. I was thinking through this as well, and I'm like, all right, I have to figure out how to get through. I just had to figure out how to push myself through 70,000 words. It'd be different if it was like I had to write 70,000 words. It's because it's revising. so it's different. But I'm kind of at the point in the novel where I'm realizing when I'm thinking through the second act, I'm thinking about how much rewriting is going to happen. I think the third act or the first act, it was probably like 70% rewriting and then 30% revising. Act 2, I can tell it is I mean, first half of Act 2 is probably like 50-50, like 50% rewriting and 50% revising. And the back half of Act 2, because I actually feel really great about the all of the chapters in the Colosseum arc leading up to the midpoint will probably be more like 70% revising and 30% rewriting. Act 3 and Act 4 of the book will probably be similar to that. The back end of the story, I'm actually pretty confident about. I think there's only one area where I think I need to rewrite, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress. I almost wrote that as Joff. You know what, Holly, I'll take it. Always got more nicknames around the corner. I absolutely love it. Love it. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just like, I've been kind of thinking through about all the work with this draft, and yeah, I was like, I think I was like hoping that I wouldn't have to do too much rewriting with the second draft. But it's kind of becoming a mix. Granted, I know that it's improving the farther I'm getting because there's more that's substantial and matches the core story. Since it makes sense, and the farther I got through the first draft last year, the more I like developed the story, and then I refined a lot of the models or in a lot of the systems between the world building, the magic systems, and the character development for all of the supporting characters in between the first and second draft. So we'll see. We're going to power along, right? All right. And for those of you who haven't already, if you want to receive weekly and monthly writing articles, techniques, stories, and exercises right to your inbox, subscribe to The Art of Writing. This is my weekly and monthly newsletter where I will send out, like I said, writing tips, techniques, articles, stories right to your inbox. So that way to help you with the writing process, right? We know sometimes we need a little bit of extra motivation, and this is one of those newsletters that's going to provide just that. I have it set up in a pretty good place. We have quite a number of newsletter issues so far set up. I have at least the first couple months set up for new newsletter subscribers, which is awesome. And then also, if you're a fan of the live stream, the Right Now live streams, you also get the weekly live stream delivered to your inbox on Sundays, sometimes Mondays, before we go live for the week. So that way you can plan ahead. And you're like, hey, I want to show up to that stream or that stream. Or maybe like, hey, you know what? I really need to write. These are the days, like I'm busy. Maybe you might not feel motivated. Come show up and come write with us, right? Like I said, 400 consecutive streams as of tomorrow. So, you know, I'll be here every day. Will you? So I just dropped the subscribe link down in the chat. It's also down in the YouTube description as well. All right, my friends. And with that, let's hop into writing sprint number 3. Let's do it. And once again, we're going to up the sprint. What I got about 35 minutes. So we're going to up this to 35 minutes. And yeah, let's do it. So 35 minutes. Let's end off this writing session strong. I believe in us. Let's do it. I believe in the power of the writing sprints. So we're going to do, this is sprint number 3. We're going to go 35 minutes this time. And I am all set. I'm hopping right back into it. Whether you're brainstorming, writing, or editing, that's all part of the process. Come join us because it's time to write now. All right, writing sprint done. Writing sprint done. I am so stoked. I was able to make some awesome progress on the writing venture. I hope you were as well. 3 sprints, 25, 30, 35 minutes. So we got almost an hour and a half, which was beautiful. So no, we got exactly an hour and a half, which was awesome. So hopefully you were able to make some writing done. I think I got just under, probably got about 800, give or take. Yeah, so we're making some good progress. I'll probably finish up some more later. Thank you all for joining today, but unfortunately, this brings us to creative writing on the morrow. As we look towards tomorrow, I'll be back with, see, tomorrow is Monday update stream. I have to think, I'm not sure if I have any updates tomorrow or not. I might. I think what I might do is I'll probably do a mix of an update stream and then also some writing, maybe a free write. Maybe Monday free write sounds more apt. So that way we can get in some writing still, but feeling really great. So make sure if you're a newsletter subscriber, you'll see, you'll get the streaming schedule today. Thank you all for joining. And if you enjoyed the stream, tap that like button on your way out. Help us show the algorithms that writing streams are cool. All right, my friends, we were able to make some excellent progress. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all for joining me. You're like, Holly, I wrote 568 words and hit 2,148 written today. What's up? That's what's up, Holly. So glad that you've been making some progress. Welcome to the club. We're both going to be like fist pound. We're both going to be hitting our goals this month. Susan, glad to have you back in here. Yep, come join us tomorrow. We'll try to get some more words in tomorrow. February is, I will announce it now. February is going to be my National Writing Month. So like I don't even care that November is. February is my National Writing Month this year. So February is going to be the right now National Writing Month because that's what needs to happen. All right, my friends, thanks all for joining. But unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the stream. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on tomorrow. Stay creative, writers.
Right now.
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 Because it's time to write now.